Hi friends, it's Erica from the marketing department and it is time for your Facebook field trip. I just want to see some likes or waves or some kind of, I like to make, there we are. People are watching. Hi Instagram. We've got our Instagram folks watching as well. You guys, this is a very exciting day. This is a day a lot of you have waited for a very long time because we have the world's most famous polar bear here. And we're going to talk about her in just a minute. If you've been enjoying our Facebook field trips, by the way, we're doing this every day at 11:30. You could just check in here at Facebook. We know a lot of kids come to the zoo for field trip season. Kennedy and Sherry, hello you too. A lot of kids come to the zoo for field trips, and we've had to cancel all those this year, but we don't want them to miss out. I'm going to try this without sunglasses, but if it gets really ugly, I'll put my sunglasses back on. So every day at 11:30, we've been going live from different. Elizabeth, thank you. I love that your kids are enjoying it, and it is a beautiful sunny day. You guys, this is zoo-going weather. We hate not sharing it with you, so we are so excited to get you guys back up to the zoo where you belong, supporting the zoo and loving on these gorgeous animals. So all of the Facebook field trips live on Facebook for forever. Lonnie, hello. Uh-oh, all the Ohio folks are checking in. That's what we wanted. We've got a surprise for you, Ohio. We're going to give you a little NORA nugget you might be able to latch onto here in just a little bit. So this is all about NORA, and I want to introduce our gaggle of coworkers down here. Hannah, she's kind of rocking and rolling on Instagram. We got Joanne, whose mother-in-law made her the great face mask for the people down here at Rocky Shores. This is Michelle. You know her from our Otter Facebook Live. You guys, Nora's ready for some training and some attention. Can we step in? Or?
Yeah, I was thinking she's humming right now, so I thought maybe we could get that on some audio before she starts eating. You guys can hear her. Oh, what do you think, Nora? Huh?
It's all disinfected, so she won't be sniffing that.
Polar bears have an amazing sense of smell. So
Maronis, we're glad you're here for the first time. Again, all these videos live on Facebook, or you can catch them at our YouTube channel, hoglezoo.org. Or I'm sorry, just Utah's Hogle Zoo on YouTube. Okay, so what is the sound? Is that her?
So that's her. She's kind of getting excited because she knows Michelle has all kinds of good treats. If you want to just zoom over into that bucket, you can see some great. So special treat today, we got some watermelon. Polar bears love watermelon.
Okay.
They don't actually eat that in the Arctic, but bears in zoos really like that quite a bit. And also there is some wet cat food mixed with oatmeal. Because I know that's how I like to eat my oatmeal is with wet cat food. So we're going to see a happy Nora bear.
So this is kind
Michelle.
of her happy, let's get on with it.
Exactly.
We're excited.
She's like, I know that there's going to be some.
Maybe take a big step to the left so we can keep our distancing, you guys. We're trying to be really careful.
Humming, yeah. Or she's also suckling.
Okay, so you guys, this is a training demonstration. So we do this pretty much with all of our animals up here. But this is a great way. See, if Nora can show us her paw, it gives keepers a chance to look at the bottom and make sure that it's healthy. And you can tell, Joanne, that she likes participating. She likes her time with Michelle.
She loves participating with it. I think we mentioned earlier about how there's not a lot of people at the zoo right now. It's just us essential workers taking care of the bears and you guys learning from home. I think Nora really misses people. So we try and, she loves engaging with people at the windows. So we try and do a lot of different training sessions and enrichment opportunities for her so that she can have some fun with us. So when she lifts up that right paw, actually that was her left paw. Michelle, why don't you show her right paw?
Okay, what are we looking
So
for?
her right paw, that was the one that was actually broken. So she broke that humerus over a year ago. You can see all the hair is grown back. She actually has normal movement in that leg, normal for Nora anyway.
Great.
We can see actually just how tiny her little feet are compared to Hope. She is a full-size adult bear now. She is over 4 years old. And that's when polar bears are basically adults.
Oh, whoa, I need to zoom out. I'm too close. That's so impressive. How tall is she when she stands up?
Oh, when she stands up, she's probably about 6 feet. She's a little bit lower than us right now because of
there's Michelle. Michelle, you're what, 5'9", 5'10"? 5'8", oh, 5'8". I'm 5'9", I thought we were the same height. So that's impressive.
But when Hope does that, Hope is probably about a foot taller than her.
Oh my goodness.
So,
and Hope's inside right now.
Hope
She's
is
having
inside
a training.
right now. Right. She
her
is
own
working
training
with
inside.
Crystal, so hi to Crystal and Hope inside. And a little bit later we're going to put the bears back together. But we wanted just to have bears just engage with their own personal trainer so that they get that one-on-one time that they really do like a lot.
They also probably want to make sure they're getting their fair share
Exactly.
of treats,
So everybody
right?
everybody gets equal opportunity to the good snacks.
So Nora, everyone from Ohio says hi. They miss you. I do want to point out for anybody who's tuning in right now, this is a back holding area. This is kind of where we do training or where you might move her if you're cleaning the real exhibit.
Exactly.
So this is not her permanent home.
No.
Because it might look kind of funny back here, but she's never back here for long periods of time.
They have access to this area probably about 90% of the day, and they have access to their full exhibit for about 90% of that day. And that 10% time is when we're cleaning and replenishing enrichment and food items. So we never actually go in with any of our bears because that would be very dangerous for the keepers and not going to end well for us. So we always make sure that there are barriers in between us and the bears. Similar to how we manage our cats, like you guys were looking at the cats yesterday eating, that's always through a protected barrier as well.
Couple of things. Donna, you asked the most important question, how can you donate? We're still waiting for Facebook to put that super easy breezy donation button on our Facebook page, but we've made it as easy as possible. So we would love for you to go to hoglezoo.org. The zoo is closed right now, and this is when our busy season kicks off. And for us to not have those admission, those tickets coming through the gate makes it really tough for us. And we want to be able to make sure we're taking the best care for the animals. So we would love your support. And I want to, well, I don't want to move away from Nora. If you guys go donate, we've got a little surprise for you today. So I'll share that for you in just a little bit. But we're getting lots of questions from Nora. Joanne, do you want to just walk us through a 3-sentence version of her backstory? So many people here are watching from Ohio or Oregon, but she's a superstar bear. So fill us in.
So Nora was born at the Columbus Zoo about 4 years ago now, and her mother was a first-time mom and really didn't know quite what to do and how to be a mom, which is not really uncommon in the animal world. So the keepers, they had to make a difficult decision. Do you just let something terrible happen to a tiny baby polar bear, or do you actually try and hand raise that bear? So they chose to hand raise that bear, and we're so fortunate that they did because we got to see Nora grow up from a tiny little baby. I was a Nora fan before we even had mentions of having Nora here. So hi out to the Columbus Zookeepers. You guys did a great job with this baby. When she was about a year old, maybe just under a year old, they made the decision to actually move her to the Oregon Zoo to live with an older bear there, Tossel. Tossel lived with her, I believe it was her brother Conrad, but Conrad had just passed away. They were together for a very long time. So they thought maybe Tossel would be a great kind of surrogate mom, big sister for Nora. So she moved to Oregon. She did a great job in that transition. But Tossel didn't really know what to do with a small, energetic young bear. So they didn't really get along. And then it actually turned out that Tossel ended up being very sick, but they didn't know that until after Nora had gotten there. So sadly, Tossel passed away. And then Nora went back to being an only bear again. And bears in the wild, they live by themselves and they do just fine. But they don't live by themselves until they're almost 3 years old. So 2.5, 3 years old, that's when they're going to learn how to live by themselves. So Nora knew basically how to be a bear, but how to be a bear that humans were teaching her how to be a bear. And the most important part was her to learn to actually more how to be a bear on her own. So when we lost our polar bear here, we had an open spot. So we ended up getting Nora, and we got Hope, Hope is actually Nora's aunt through hereditary.
And Hope's inside right now.
And Hope is inside right now. We'll see Hope in a minute. But they both came here roughly the same time. We introduced them to each other after they were quarantined for a bit to make sure that nobody was going to get anybody sick. And we put them together, and after about 2 months of getting along, they actually learned a lot from each other and how to communicate with each other. Nora would study everything that Hope did, and then she would mimic it. So
they were adorable to watch,
Hope was
too.
like, I play with a ball like this, and Nora would be like almost taking notes in a notepad, like, oh yes, you hit it like this.
That's what I do with that.
So then she kind of changed her behavior quite a bit. And how we heard Nora suckling or humming earlier, Nora has always been a very vocal bear, and Hope was never a vocal bear. And Hope has actually learned how to be more of a vocal bear by living with Nora for the length of time they've been together.
Your mom and dad are watching, Joanne.
Oh, good. I'm glad that they are.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
There's Joanne.
Hi.
Keeping her distance and doing all the good stuff.
All the way from Michigan.
Yes. So a couple of questions. Donna, for you, if you go to hoglezoo.org, all of that donation information should be there. They should make it really lickety-split. Again, Donna, thank you for your support. Anybody who can support the zoo during this time, it's so important because we are closed. And it's hard. You know, these animals, they like fine meat and fine fish and, you know, all of the best care, of course. So Nora does she turn 4 this December or she just turned 4?
She just turned 4.
Okay, so that's how old she is, guys. Nora lives here with Hope. We love seeing all these people watching from Oregon and Columbus and Washington. Uh-oh, did I drop my sunglasses? Thanks, Hannah. Okay, let's see if she goes down.
Nora, and how much does she weigh?
Nora weighs, we just weighed her yesterday, well, if you can remember, 533 pounds. And Hope weighs 586 pounds.
So Nora's a little bit of a petite.
533
petite bear.
to 586. Yeah, she's a little bit on the smaller side. And you know, in a little bit, we're going to put them both back on exhibit, so we'll get to see them.
You will
and
get
you
to
can
see
the
Hope.
size comparison together. I
Good,
think
because someone asked how you tell them apart.
the most
so.
drastic thing with them is that Nora just has small feet, and they are adorable. They're huge because she's a polar bear, but compared to Hope's feet, they're quite tiny.
She's dainty.
Yeah. 586. Hope weighs
586 is
586
Hope,
pounds.
and Nora weighs just over 550.
Now, for comparison, so you guys watched the sea lion demonstration the other day, like that was one of the first Facebook field trips. Our big sea lion weighs 733 pounds.
Ooh, Diego.
Diego, yeah.
Diego's got our
He
polar
is-
bears beat. He's our largest carnivore.
He's our largest carnivore.
A lot of people don't know that. So you guys, the arm she's lifting that ball with, that's the one she broke. So for those of you that asked how she's healing, she seems to have full range of motion
She's
of
got
that
full range of
arm.
motion back with that.
It doesn't
yeah.
seem to slow her down. I love that all of your kids are enjoying this. A lot of people, like they said, their kids missed the field
Where you
trip.
at with your bucket? Do you
We
wanna
should
be
give a
done?
quick
Okay.
shout out, yes, to our surgical team who worked with Nora at Texas A&M and our doctor from South Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah. We had an amazing team, and you guys, that information is at our website or on Google if you.
Okay, so Michelle
that
and
was
Crystal
quite an
are actually going to
undertaking.
go and shift some bears, so we
Okay.
can show your
Yes.
special thing
Okay.
right now.
So I'm going to grab this super quick.
And you can, thanks, Michelle.
Michelle, thank you, Michelle. Our masked bandits down here at Rocky Shores. Okay, you guys, while they go shift the bears, we're going to watch them get some enrichment. The enrichment, of course, you've heard us talk about are different ways that we stimulate the animals. Sometimes it's through smells, sometimes different toys.
head up
Should we walk
that
in?
way.
Okay. I only move when keepers tell me to. Hi, pretty girl. So again, this is the back holding area, but you're about to see the back side of her exhibit. So we'll kind of get the view of
So when people
what they
come to
get.
the zoo, occasionally you'll see keepers actually training the bears at this fence. So you get a little sneak peek of what it's like to be a zookeeper today.
Okay, while we wait for the bears to come in, by the way, I'm going to show you what you're going to see here. They've put some elephant poop, because you said they like the smell
They
of it.
love the smell of elephant, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, you guys, for those of you who want to donate and are talking about the artwork, look at that. I'm trying to get a really good, try to get the lighting, you guys. Lighting on Facebook is very tricky. This is an original work of art done by our, maybe Joanne can hold that. There, oh yeah, there we go. An original work of art done by our resident art director, Jamison Weston. Now, Jay's not only a very talented artist, but he's worked at the zoo for 28 years. So it's not just a drawing of a polar bear. This is a gorgeous drawing of Nora. And I think he does a great job capturing
Definitely.
our animals, right? Mm-hmm. So we would love for you to help support the zoo. So this is the original. You can always get prints at hoglezoo.org. But for everybody who's able to go to hoglezoo.org, anybody who can give a generous donation of $100 will be able to participate in an opportunity drawing for this gorgeous work of art, original piece. And we will mail it to you. Ohio, I'm talking to you. We will mail it to you.
Go ahead, Michelle.
So please, hoglezoo.org, the very first page you'll see is Support Your Zoo. Click there, enter your donation information. Any donation that's $100 or more will be able to participate in the
Give us, like,
opportunity
1 minute.
drawing.
I'll give you a call.
So I will keep, yeah, someone said, I'll take the full, no, it's not on the website right now, but the prints are. You can get the prints and we can print, sorry, it's in protective plastic. So I'm trying to make sure you get a really good view of it. We can do as many prints as possible. And then if you're super generous, maybe you're, a trust fund baby or living off of mom and dad or something, Jay can do commissions as well. So keep that in mind. And remember, the zoo, it's expensive. It takes $40,000 a day to run the zoo. And so the more, yes, it is just like Pledge Week. That's exactly what we want you to think. Yeah, for this, no Ginsu knives we're throwing in. But we would love for you to help support the zoo during this time because we just really need you to keep us in mind.
Ready?
Okay, hoglezoo.org. That's Hogle.
Okay, Michelle,
guys.
we're focused back to you.
Field trip still going on.
You
The
can set her
bear is
up.
going to come in and we're going to see.
Okay, so
Everyone's
here
like,
comes-
show me Nora. We were. That was not me being obnoxious. She was just moving from that training area in through the building and then out to the exhibit yard. So this is the exhibit yard. You can see the glass over there where the public would normally gather. She's got a huge pool in there that we can chill in the summer, so she gets these great Arctic temperatures. Jay is so talented, you guys. So, okay,
So here comes Nora.
here comes our girl. Oh, look at her
Sniffing
nose
around.
working.
Yeah, she's like, oh, something's good out here. We also have some shredded lettuce. We got a bunch of produce donated. And bears usually like romaine lettuce, but we've never given them shredded iceberg, so we'll see how that goes.
She's like, meh.
This is sloppy spaghetti.
Now, do polar bears run? Tristan wants to know if so, how fast?
Oh, if they run, I think it's somewhere around 25 miles per hour.
That's
Definitely much faster.
Is it
than
just
a
kind of
person.
bursts, or can they
Yeah,
run
they're
that?
they're not really built for a long pursuit. They're definitely more of an ambush. And when they're hunting seals, but they're hunting seals as seals come up to breathe through the ice. And so they have to be really quick when they finally decide that they're going to jump into that breathing hole and go after a seal. So if we look at how long her neck is actually designed so that she can actually go through that breathing hole in the ice to grab the seals when they want to eat them.
And they'll sit there for hours waiting for seals to come
Exactly.
up
They'll wait
sometimes.
for hours at a time, which sometimes makes them a difficult animal to manage in the zoo. So
Because they are more
their
patient than
tummies
you,
are
perhaps.
tummies are designed to not really have a quick meal, so they'll take their time with stuff.
Someone asked if these bears are mean, and then someone else asked if their fur is really see-through.
Their fur is actually hollow, so I guess see-through, but
I've always kind of thought like a straw.
yeah, it's kind of more like a straw, but it is colorless. But they occasionally, like the older that they get and throughout the season, like they'll molt their coats out like dogs do. So depending on what time of the season it is, their coats look a little bit more yellow instead of like more of a looking like a brilliant white. Turn my radio down. And are they mean? I think that mean might not be the right word, but they are wild animals still, even though they've lived their entire lives in zoos. But they don't really know
Apex
anything
predators,
else.
though,
Yeah,
right?
They still are apex predators. They still have incredibly sharp teeth. They're incredibly strong. So in this box up here in the front is about a 2.5-pound salmon. We'll see if Nora can get in there and get that. So kids, it might get a little gross because she's going to eat
Is it
that
gonna
whole
get bloody?
fish. I don't know so much about bloody, but it might be a little gross.
Oh, hi. Do you
But
ever
mean is not the
pet
right
them?
answer. I don't
No.
think that they are.
Yeah.
I don't think any animal is really inherently mean. So, yep, she's just going to rip into that salmon. Oh, so delicious.
Now, Nick and Jess want to know if their fur is soft. I know you've been in the room for some of her
I
procedures.
have. Their fur kind of
Is it
more
okay if
like
I kneel closer,
Yeah, you
Joanne?
can kneel closer. Just not too much closer
Okay.
than where you're at.
I just want to zoom through the fence.
So their hair kind of feels like maybe like a German Shepherd coarseness of hair. It's not really like fluffy rabbit hair by any means, or soft like a cat, but it's fairly soft. Their coat is not very greasy at all. Like tigers and lions have really greasy hair, whereas bears, their hair is not quite as greasy.
So she was eating iceberg lettuce. She was also sniffing some elephant poop because that's just a different enrichment. And now she's just chowing down on a salmon, you guys.
She doesn't even debone it.
No, they'll eat the whole bone. Occasionally they'll leave the heads, and then if they decide that they're still hungry, they'll come back and eat the heads later. We also have some resident ravens and magpies that will come in and help scavenge
Does
what's
she
left
care
over.
about the birds?
No, they don't care about the birds at all. And the birds are actually quite bold. I've seen magpies actually try and pull some of their hair off when it's time to make nests.
Oh.
And the bears just lay there.
Oh, the
So,
bears are sweet about it.
Yeah.
But they have caught a goose before, haven't they?
Yes, they have
a
caught a goose. Goose is not smart enough to. Goose thought it was brave enough to take on a polar bear.
goose? Oops.
And I think there was a time when polar bear might have been a little bit startled by that, and then later polar bear won.
Now, how many babies do they have at a time, and what's their gestation?
So babies at a time, generally it's between 1 and 2. Sometimes there are 3 and 4 cubs, but it's generally just 1 to 2. And they do a cool thing with their gestation. So breeding season is right around now in the Arctic, March, April, May-ish. And that's a great time for the bears to be out on the ice together. There's a lot of food at that time for the bears to get. The ice is fairly thick. They can eat all of the seals. So the bears are actually quite content having other bears around, and that's when they will breed. So bears will be together for, male bears will find the female bears, and they actually induce them to ovulate by being around. So they'll stay together for about a week, and they'll mate a couple of times. And then the egg inside will release and get fertilized, and then it just kind of sits there. So there are delayed implanters.
So weird.
So they just kind of hang out. The eggs do, not really doing much. And then if the mother bear is of an appropriate size, come October-ish, that's when the babies will actually, the eggs, the cells will actually implant into the uterus and then start to develop. So they'll go several months with nothing actually happening. But the most important part is that the mother bear is of a substantial size. So if mom bear is not going to be big enough to be able to take care of herself through the winter, she's not going to actually give birth to any cubs later. So their bodies are telling them what it is that they need to do at that time, which actually makes for a really hard time for bears due to climate change, because bears have less access to the food that they need for them to be able to reach that appropriate size so that they can continue to have babies.
Okay, she's exploring her treat. So you've given her a new kind of lettuce. She has some elephant poop back there. We had a couple great questions come in. Yes, she's still here with Hope. You'll see Hope in a little bit. She was finishing up. She got a big old fish inside
she got
as
her
well,
fish
right?
inside. We like to give them opportunity to get the good stuff without any kind of competition.
She does look great, Kathy. Thank you. Our animal care team they just take amazing care of these animals. She's looking good. She does sometimes like to kind of cozy on up to you guys near the mesh, and so she does kind of rub some bald spots here and there. Someone asked what that little dark spot was on her her eyebrow.
It's a little rub spot that is growing back. So,
but you guys don't have to groom them. You don't do any trimming or shaving, nail trimming, anything like that.
We sure don't. We let bear be bear.
That's the way to do it. All right, Carlisle, she will turn 4 this December or November. Is she November and Hope's December?
Yes.
They're 1 month apart. So they mostly, you said they like to just sniff the elephant poop. They don't really roll in it.
No, not generally, but I mean, who knows what'll happen today? So, so shall we see if we can?
So we're gonna let Hope out.
Michelle,
and so you guys can see both of them together. Again, if you want to be entered, if you want a chance to participate in that opportunity drawing for that gorgeous, one-of-a-kind original work of art of Nora, you can go to hoglezoo.org, and I will show you that. Do you have that? Grab that picture, Joanne. I'll show it again. Again, it's a great way to support your zoo and get something gorgeous for it. So we're doing anybody who can go to hoglezoo.org and donate $100 for your generous donation of $100 or more. You'll be able to participate in an opportunity drawing for this gorgeous work of art. And again, Jay's worked here at the zoo for 28 years, so he knows and loves these animals as much as you do. And so he not only draws a beautiful polar bear, but that's Nora. You want to see it again? Okay. Now, just ignore the mesh shadows. That's not really on the work of art. Okay.
So
no, they cannot be pets. Out. Somebody asked if they could be pets.
Oh,
I would.
Bear would be a terrible pet for so many reasons.
Oh, for all of the reasons. Okay, we're waiting for Hope to come out.
And I think Nora knows what's going to happen. She can hear the doors opening inside.
No, does she not want Hope to come out? Or?
So the bears get along really well, but sometimes, you just want to have your own space too. So anytime you have I'm sure a lot of us can relate. Oh, here comes Hope coming out the demo room.
There's our girl.
We've all been isolating in our houses, and sometimes you just want to have a little bit more space to yourself.
There's Hope, you guys. Now she's going to come pick at the lettuce a little bit, sniff the elephant. You said she could sniff that elephant from a long time ago and was ready to get out here.
Yes, exactly. She knew that we had something special planned today.
I believe Hope is 1 month younger than Nora.
Correct.
They're 1 month apart.
Approximately a month, yeah.
She's going to come look at the fish. She already had her fish. Hi, Beauty. Hi.
Lady.
So you guys, they have a large exhibit here with a large pool that we can cool that water. Lots of shaded areas. Again, you're looking at the back of their exhibit. So if you haven't been here before, that's kind of what you're looking at. And then Nora's kind of up on this berm, sniffing around. I'm trying to get my phone to focus through that. There we go. Almost. Boy, sometimes we touch on it, see if it'll refocus. They are both so gorgeous. Now they say Hope's brother, Bo, just had a birthday at Toledo, right?
Mm-hmm. And the pictures and the videos of him, he looks so much like Hope.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does. He's going to be a very large bear, I'm guessing.
Now Lily wants to know what makes them so interested in elephant poop.
I think it's just a different smell. So polar bears, like their greatest sense actually is that sense of smell. So much greater than us, so much greater than dogs. And I think they probably can smell the elephant exhibit from their exhibit here at the zoo and probably just want to know more about it and want to be closer to it. So it's kind of a fun thing to bring in that poop for them to smell.
I have to tell you, of all these Facebook field trips we've done, I can't tell you how many times the animal gets the treat and then turns their behind right toward me.
Well, they know
and then
what
they
you're
just
doing.
stand there. So we're just looking at their backside. But for whoever asked if polar bears have tails, they have little nubs. Let me zoom in right there. You can see a little polar bear nub. How cute. Do you ever let Nora paint a paw print or maybe a nose print?
It's a behavior that we've talked about trying to work through, but we're working on some other stuff with her. So polar bears in the United States that are in zoos, we try and have them be a research population that can potentially help what's going on in the wild with polar bears. So right now the focus for both of these girls is to do a voluntary blood draw where they present the back of their front paw and we can get a blood sample. So we're working on both of that with them.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be more of a focus for the population as a whole versus us just having an awesome painting of a pair, which, trust me, we would all want as well. So, but we're trying to do what's right for polar bears
girls,
as a total species.
Now we're starting to get the question, Joanne.
Okay.
What sound does a polar bear make? Are you
What
a
sound
resident
polar bear make?
Are you a resident polar bear sound
I
doer?
heard her humming earlier. They also do like a heavy exhale when they're kind of frustrated and upset. They're not really. They don't roar really. I think our grizzly bears make more noise than polar bears do. Yeah, they don't really say much.
That's all you get, guys.
Yep.
That's Joanne's answer.
You already heard the humming?
You heard her do it
Uh-huh.
first. Now, what's their? How long do polar bears live in the wild?
In the wild, 15 to 20 years to 25 years. Now in the wild though, you're basically, if you can make it that first year that you're by yourself, after you leave your mom, you have a much better chance of surviving. But that first year, you're even making it to that first year by yourself. So by the time you're 3 or 4, that's a really hard time for polar bears. But after they reach that, they're apex predators. Other predators, their only other predator would be humans and larger polar bears. And then basically their biggest threat though is not having the access to the food that they need because the sea ice is not is around for as long for those bears. But in zoos, the oldest bear I believe was 42 when she passed away.
42.
So if you
Okay.
think about animals in the zoo though, they have constant mental stimulation. They have access to food and water and shelter, everything they could possibly need. And they also have highly trained veterinary staff that's here to help them with every little
24/7.
ailment.
There's
across
Nora
the way.
thinking about coming back over. I was talking about how the animals tend to turn their behinds toward me and stand there, but Lindsay said at least it's a cute bone.
Exactly.
We got
exactly.
cute Hope
Yeah.
polar. So we're looking at Hope here on the right. Little Nora is poking her head around in the back. Somebody asked if polar bears can swim, and the answer is, oh my, yes, they can. And if you've never seen a polar bear underwater, you guys got to come up to the zoo as soon as we open. Because that's something that never gets old for me working here.
No, exactly.
Anytime I can catch those bears in the water, I will stop with my jaw agape
They
and
look
watch them.
incredibly majestic, but they are not very fast swimmers. So we feed our bears fish here, but in the wild, they would not be able to catch fish because
Okay.
fish swim so much faster than what a polar bear could. So they don't actually rely on fish. So there are some bears that will eat fish, but it's not like they're swimming in the open ocean trying to catch fish. So Fish that get stuck in like tidal flats and stuff, like bears will definitely eat those things.
Oh, okay. Now, JC, I thought had an interesting question. Do you guys walk around the exhibit and check it out before you put the bears in there?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we do monthly perimeter checks where we test all the hot wire. We examine all of the bolts that are along the entire fence. That tub up there that Nora has more elephant poop in it. She's going to take that and go. But we check everything out like that. On a daily basis, we walk the entire exhibit, make sure that everything is substantial enough to be able to contain polar bears. And we do that for every animal here at the zoo.
And do polar bears shed? Will Hope shed?
They do. They shed their coats. And it's kind of fun. Our bears, they like to use the chain link as kind of like a squeegee when they get out of the pool. And then their hair actually gets left behind on the fence.
We got people checking in with each other even here on our Facebook field trip today. You guys, we're doing Facebook field trips every day at 11:30 because so many kids sadly had their field trips canceled this year. And I don't know about you, but I looked forward to our zoo field trip for sure. I grew up here doing field trips at Hogle Zoo. So, and the zoo, you know, we proudly welcome your students to our zoo, free admission on those field trips. So we're still wanting to give back to the community any way we can. And we're hoping you'll keep that in mind and support us during this time as well. You can do that at hoglezoo.org. Emily Jojo wants to know how much they eat every day.
How much they eat every day.
Hi, baby. Are you coming over to say hi? This is Hope.
Each bear gets about 10 pounds of fish a day. They get 2 pounds of beef fat, and they get 2.5 pounds of meat, and they get 2 pounds of chow. So the chow we feed them kind of looks like dog chow, but it's scientifically formulated to be a balanced diet for bears. So that kind of gets all of their nutrients that they actually need. But then the other stuff is more interesting to eat. I had a friend who always said that he would love it if they just made bachelor chow and you just put that in a big bowl and you don't have to cook anything. But
it's called pizza.
Yeah, it's not really interesting to eat.
It's called DoorDash.
Apparently, you know, elephant poop is a good snack too because Nora was munching on
yeah,
that a little bit.
Is she going to come back and say hi? This is Nora now. You guys, thank you so much. Do we plan on breeding them? Of course, these are 2 girls. And all of that is managed through the Species Survival Plan, SSP, through the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA. We're an accredited zoo. So we work in partnership with those 2 organizations, and they sort of, they decide. So they might decide the girls are a good fit one day, or one of the girls is a good fit someday, but we don't know that.
Yep,
so right
really
now we're just enjoying them. I love Nora keeps popping up. You guys, I don't want to turn away because what else do you have that's this cute to look at all day long? I like when people think this is all you guys do, too.
I know, right?
It's just stand out here and adore your animals, but you guys actually have a lot of work to do.
It's nice to do Facebook Lives because then we get to hang out and watch them with everybody else.
You get to sit here and observe. That's why I like doing Facebook Lives. Get me out of my office. Nora is full grown, but she's kind of more on the petite side for a bear.
A bit on the smaller side, yep.
Leslie wants to know how you tell them apart.
So as we're standing here looking at them, Nora, she's a little bit more rounded. I don't think that she's necessarily fat. That is not the right word to use about a bear.
No shaming.
But she's more round, and Hope is definitely more sleek. So
more torpedo shaped, sort
yes,
of. She
exactly.
kind of has that pointier head and snout,
and
right?
I might get some flack for this, but I always say that Nora is an incredibly cute bear, and Hope is a beautiful bear. So that means something to me. It might mean something to other people as well. So. Like
we'll see if the comments start rolling in, Joanne. I'll let you know. I'll let you know how people feel about it.
They're both really good comments to make, though. So
yeah, neither is bad, right?
No.
So Nora's sniffing around up top, but Hope is still sniffing around down here.
This is Nora down here, and Hope went up top. They trade places on you.
Oh, Nora's here.
This is Nora. Yep.
Oh, Hope's up. Oh, gods. I need him to wear like a red necklace or something. Name tag. Sorry, guys. I got that backward. Yes, we do a different animal every day. These Facebook field trips happen at 11:30. We've done them every day since we've been closed. It's just our way of bringing the zoo to you, making sure the kids aren't missing out on their field trips. Also, part of what we do is, of course, we want to inspire, awe, and educate the future generation so they'll grow up to want to care and protect these gorgeous species in the wild. So every day at 11:30, just check in here on Facebook. We go live from a different species, and if you've missed some, all of the videos live here on Facebook pretty much for forever, and you can also catch them at our YouTube channel, which is just Utah's Hogle Zoo. We've had a lot of teachers, has been fun, that have shared them with their classes. Everyone's trying to do their homeschooling. Oh yeah, here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, apparently Hope got too close. Nora had to run.
Nora had to run.
You could hear her heavy exhale as she ran away.
We have loved, by the way, I've been so appreciative of your comments, just thanking us for the field trips and telling us how much your kids love them. Oh, okay, I'll keep showing. I'll keep showing. I thought you guys were done.
I think that their attention is waned
They're
on
trying to decide
special
what to
toys
do.
here.
Nora's the one who had surgery, and she's just healing brilliantly, you guys. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Oh, look at my hair. What? Every time I go live, that's what we got going on. One of those. Let me make it a little sleeker. Thank you so much. We love that you guys have shared this on Instagram and your Facebook pages. Please share the word so that all of the kids who are stuck at home right now can get it's a gorgeous day up here. So I want you to have a little glimmer of what's happening up at the zoo. Don't forget, it's an important time to support your zoo, hoglezoo.org. First page you'll go to is a Donate Now page. And today we have a really special offer because for those that are able to, let me flip this around, sorry. For those that are able to go to hoglezoo.org, anybody who's able to give a generous donation of $100 or more will be able to participate in an opportunity drawing for this gorgeous original work of art by Jamison Weston. He's our artistic director here. He's worked here for 28 years. He knows these animals and loves these animals. So this is the original. We have prints available for sale as well on the website, hoglezoo.org. What animal is tomorrow? We're going to touch base tomorrow, guys, with a little bit of what the training process is like here. We're going to explain how we get animals to do some of those amazing things. If you've seen any of our demonstrations and you can't even get your dog to sit, you're going to want to get some tips because Dee Dee, who does, she's in charge of our enrichment, she's going to she's going to give you tips for how you can train your animals, kids, spouses, like we do our animals here at the zoo. So that's going to be really fun. We have tiger demonstration coming up next week. We have some great things with our elephants, foxes. So please make sure you're tuning in here every day at 11:30. Joanne, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, we've got a little sneak peek back here.
Yeah, Hope
Bears are. Oh, well, let me turn around so you're not looking at me.
Hope had to come and see what Nora
Hope,
left behind.
you wanted to see what Nora left? So again, this is the back holding area, training yard, and that kind of thing. So the prints, by the way, Meg, are just $25. Jay can print up as many of those as you'd like. And then we have the original. By the way, if you're just really wanting, oh, hi, hi. He can also do commissions as well.
She's a cute bear face.
She's adorable.
I'm not
bear
saying that
face.
she's not cute.
She's beautiful.
She's a beautiful lady.
Cute and beautiful, you guys. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you, Hannah, for monitoring Instagram, Joanne, Michelle, all of our Rocky Shores team. Don't forget to support your zoo, hoglezoo.org, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11:30. Thanks, guys.